I think it says we're live.
Mm,
Get ready to do the intro. Are you ready?
that's what's coming down on the inside.
Oh, told him never to call me at this number. Okay, here we go. As the setting sun falls into darkness here in Madison, Wisconsin, the shadows will entice you to dance, and I will invite you down a rabbit hole with me here tonight. An hour of the unusual, the unexplained, and dare I say it, the unimaginable. I am eager to begin, so I hope your doors are locked and all your lights are on. It's a great night to be streaming, everybody. Hello, and welcome to all who are tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. This is Squatch Squad Live from Madison, Wisconsin on April 24th, 2021, 6:01 p.m. I am your host. My name is Sandra. If this is your first visit with us, we take all these topics seriously, so please respect that. If you act up or misbehave, you'll be booted out. Shout outs to Vivid Jojo and Rosendo, Ricky Tea Cake, Guitar Hack, Jimmy Bean, and Judy Hall. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Please go check out Will Stars. I am the dreamer, the dreamer's life. Um, I have a graphic for this next one. Bear with me. Ah, July 8th through 11th, fun for the entire family. 2021 Portage, Wisconsin Garden Tractor Days featuring Sears and Cub Cadet. If you are in the area or in Wisconsin on those dates, goes from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we are there all day Sunday. Ricky and I have the Winnebago up there, and gonna take some of our older tractors. So if you're in the area, stop by, say hello. All the money made it goes to the World War II Museum in Portage, Wisconsin, run by a very good friend of ours. So please check that out if you have time. If not, there'll be videos on my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, my co host, the star and creator of Show Me Your Pick and Halenville Live, Fruitcake
Hey,
Tony.
hey!
Hey, man.
What's happening?
How are you?
Wonderful. Everything good?
Yep.
Nice.
Getting this set up.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Yeah.
Happy Saturday. What did you think of last Saturday's show talking to Mr. Jeffrey Lilly? I thought
I,
that was amazing.
I did too. Absolutely. I did too. Um,
Not to worry, he will be back at a future date. and
yeah.
yeah, hopefully he gets his books published soon because those would
Yeah.
be neat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a bunch of the cool kids are over here in the chat, Sandra.
Who do we have?
Bumble Bess,
Hey,
Brian
Bumble.
Spalding, Lenny Lou and Mary. Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Sean Bierbrower,
Hey, Sean.
the Hitman Dwight Bailey,
Hey, Dwight.
D. White. Let's see. Mr. Bent Tom. Hey, Tommy. CK in the house.
Oops.
Am I
Um,
missing anyone here?
I don't know. I'm just
Sean
going.
Bryan, Bumblebest Dwight, CK. We'll say hello as they arrive. How's your week been?
Um, Busy. I did I finished the serial killer video finally. If you haven't checked that out, the Cleveland Strangler. Guitar Hack and I did a collab. That's called How You Play. That video is uploaded on his channel. Um, so make sure you check that out. Check out all of Hack's new music. Um, Make sure you subscribe to him. Uh,
Um, I have seen a couple of episodes this week. The not the History Channel, but the Travel Channel is airing them, and I forgot to mention this earlier in the week. Um, and maybe you've seen this, and maybe y'all in the chat have seen this. Haunted Collector.
oh, you know what?
Have you ever seen that?
A while ago, yeah.
Well, it's been airing a lot lately, and I've seen a couple, 3 episodes where
I have to go back and check
they
it out.
have this haunting, and it's because that some piece of some antique or whatever object was brought into the house, and whatever is attached to the object. Um, yeah, so
Wow.
I didn't know if you had seen those in the past or not.
I have in the past, yeah. I think I like that show, but now that you mention, I'm gonna have to check it out. Uh, I watch a lot of reruns of those old shows like that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, haunted collector. I was like, cool.
Yeah. We got 9 people watching, 9 thumbs up. Thank you so much. And if you think about it, maybe even consider subscribing and then ringing that bell so you see more cool content like this if you're into this kind of thing. If the other playlists on my channel are your sort of nonsense, then by all means hit the bell so you never miss an upload. And thanks for all who are tuning in. Um,
So, another thing too, you were the creator of the music video to the latest Guitar Hack song that premiered earlier in the week, also.
yes,
I don't know if everybody has seen that, but yeah,
if you haven't, go check it over on Guitar Hack's channel. It's pretty good. It's a good tune.
yeah, and video.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I thought we did a good job. I like the way it turned out. I actually had two. I started twice before that. That's actually the third attempt and the final attempt. I started on it twice, and I was like, "Ah, "Fuck this! I don't like it." So yeah, it
Yeah.
happens.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Got to hit a few strikes sometimes before you meet the green. So
That's it.
for those who know
Waiting on
baseball
the
talk,
inspiration.
yeah.
It not always right there in front of you.
Let me ask you this: we seen your footage earlier back in an earlier episode. Now that it's springtime, when you're out walking your dogs in that same area, are you noticing any more footprints or tracks or tree structures or any
No, no, and it the now I live out in the country.
things that maybe look like this here? Let me see if this will come up.
No, um, the thing I notice in the warm months um, is more
Things like
life outside, more noises, the nearest neighbors and the nearest neighbors in the other way. And, you know, so if anything's living out in these woods, everybody is outside in these days. There's guns going off all over the place, and you know, um, yeah. But no, I haven't seen anything. Um, yeah, no.
Okay. Keep
Um,
us informed if you do.
but every time I walk by that creek, I always look. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I bet. I would be
Uh,
too.
yeah, I always look. But no.
Anyways, um, this first clip is from Washington State DOT, and they seem to think this may be a Bigfoot. They're not sure. They're popping up in a second here. See him there?
Mm-hmm.
Now it could be just a dude walking down to the river there.
Run that again.
All right, here we
I
go.
want to see it. Well, you look at the bottom and you look at the back, and the bare spots are in the right place.
Yeah, I'm also looking. I'm looking at the arms, and they don't seem long enough. I don't. Let me. So where he's closer here. I don't know. I see what you're saying. Yes, and it could be. I'm not sure.
It 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 looks more like a human's walk,
It does.
you
I'll agree.
know,
Yeah.
because the way that the arms swung in the Patterson film, they swung opposite of the stride of the legs, and that is it looks like how I walk or how you walk.
Yeah.
You know.
Now this next one we're gonna look at is you may have seen it, but for those in the chat, it's called the Independence Day footage, and it's very interesting. Let's take a look at this. You can unmute your mic, Tony. This is gonna blow your mind. She has a baby Bigfoot. Aww. And then just disappeared. Picks up her young one. And even the young one, you can tell, is moving around.
Where is this from?
I'm not sure where it was shot. It's called the Independence Day footage. That's all I really know about it. Whoops. If one of the moderators would want to Google that real quick, it might have a little information about it. Maybe I should have did this footage. it's very quiet. Like you don't really hear it. Boy, she's looking at the camera like, what the fuck are you doing here? Don't you hurt my baby. If that's real, that's incredible. It's just crazy. I don't know, Rick. Hey, Rising Havoc, hello.
Now,
If
if
it,
you look at that one, and if you look at the shape of it right there,
yeah,
if you look at the shape of the head, this is the classic shape that
yeah, it is.
these things have in the sightings.
If it's a costume, it's probably one of the best out there. And again, why are people dressing up in Bigfoot costumes and going into the forest when there's a risk that you're gonna be shot?
Mm.
And why would you dress up if that was your actual kid? Why are you risking your child's life as well? I guess. But yeah, if that's a costume, it's one of the fucking best ones I've ever seen. But that's just the gate's kind of hard to tell because it's in a hurry. But fuck, man. I think it's a real Bigfoot. I do. What do you think, chat? Is that real or a hoax? All right, let's show the next clip.
I think that that is compelling as hell. The
Yeah,
you can see that the baby is moving on its own. Now,
you can.
if you're gonna yank a hoax and
Yep.
there's a male and then a female and a baby, and the baby's dressed up too and moving, if it was just a doll or something, I mean, it's just too much trouble to go through so
Yeah.
I say yeah on it.
If you're trying to put a costume on a baby that size, it's gonna be bawling because it's gonna want nothing to do with anything on its face or its head. It just ain't gonna go for it, and that thing would be screaming. But yeah, I think if that is an actual Bigfoot, and I think it is, it's probably right up there with the Patterson Gimlin film as far as video evidence. I got to agree, it's very,
Yeah,
very compelling.
yeah, it is.
It's cool as fuck. All right, this next one is another one that Ricky found. This is uh, Bigfoot from Vancouver. Here we go. It'll be popping up here in a minute. This is some pretty crazy footage, too.
I'm Bob Gimlin. I recently stumbled across some Bigfoot footage that I believe is worthy of some consideration, which is relatively rare. It was uploaded by a YouTube channel called Gulf Island Rock, and I share it with their kind permission. First, I'm going to give a little bit of context, then I'll show the footage, then I'll show the witness's statement about the footage, and then I'll give my take on the matter. The footage was taken on Vancouver Island in August of 2013. A couple took the footage near a town called Port Renfrew in British Columbia, Canada. Port Renfrew has been called the tall tree capital of Canada. They were leaving Port Renfrew when they stopped at a scenic area because they are always on the lookout for unique hiking paths. On foot, they crossed a shallow stream, and this is what they saw on the other side, at a range of 100 feet. And I want to let you know that I'm not going to edit or shorten the footage, or the videographer's afterthoughts on the film. I could make them a little shorter for the sake of time, but I think it's prudent to show the footage and discussion of the footage in the precise state in which it was initially presented. The clip of the creature is 2 minutes long.
Gray hair. Gray and then darker gray. Moves a little bit. I don't think that's a bear.
Okay. Now this gentleman is one of the two witnesses who were present that day. The woman who was filming him is the one who actually filmed the creature in 2013. And I want to show it exactly as it was originally uploaded, as it was intended. It's a little less than 6 minutes long. Again, the footage was shot in 2013, and this statement was made in 2020.
Describing what we saw back in August 2013 on our drive back from Port Renfrew. So this is going to link in with Wendy's Bigfoot video, which we think could have possibly been a Bigfoot. We leave the decision to you guys. So back in August 2013, Wendy and I were driving back from Port Renfrew, our very first trip ever to Port Renfrew. And Wendy loves to hike. So, and there's a lot of creeks and streams, little rivers flowing beside the road where we were driving. And she says, you know, why don't we go for a little hike beside one of those streams? So we pulled down off the side of the road. We walked down the stream, and the stream was quite nice. It wasn't flowing very much because it was very dry. dry summer, of course, and very little water going through the stream, so you could actually walk across stream to the other side. And what we could see was probably a deer trail or an animal trail. And Wendy, being adventurous, she says, why don't we go in a little ways into the forest and go for a little hike. And I really was kind of reluctant, but anyway, I was following her, and she had her camera. I always bring my camera everywhere I go. Unfortunately, this time it was either the camera chip that was full or my battery was dead. So I left my camera in the vehicle. And I really wish I would have had my camera with me and it was working at the time, because maybe I could have even shot a longer video of what we saw that day. So.
All right.
Hard to tell.
So we got into the forest about 200 feet. I'm guessing it was about 200.
I hit play again. It is hard to tell. I don't think it's a bear though, but what else is in the forest? I mean, you got fox, you got wolves, could be a coyote.
That was a wide body. It could have been a bear.
Think of like an old bear. Do they turn gray?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it's not a wolf or anything like that. That was large.
Yeah. I wish they could have got it from the other side, like a clear shot of its face. That would have been great.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We got some more people in the chat we should say hello to really quick. Johnny Bean, hey now.
Hey now.
Justin Case.
Justin.
The original Paramutant.
There he is.
Rising Havoc. I don't know if he's still here. He said he was popping in. And Jeff K.
Hey Jeff.
I don't know if he was here earlier. And I think Rick Hefner.
Yeah. I saw Rick. Welcome. Nice to see you guys.
It could have been
Bigfoot in a bear suit.
It maybe.
Yeah, that there was no head or face to see, so
whatever it was big, like you said. It had a pretty good girth to it.
It was it was either A or B. I don't think it was anything less than those two.
I showed that one. We'll do this one next.
In tonight's Mino Project, we brought you the story of a Menominee, Michigan man who captured a strange image on his trail camera back on Halloween. After sending it into a show on Animal Planet, a team from Finding Bigfoot descended on his property to investigate. Last night, his story aired nationally for the first time, and tonight, it's a story you'll see only on NBC.
You can unmute your mic, Tony.
A cabin deep in the woods on a cold winter's night. But inside, nerves a little on edge as Craig Sulk and friends gather around the TV for the unveiling of the program shot on his property.
On the hill.
I'm very excited, a little nervous, and I really look forward to seeing how the Finding Bigfoot team put this all together and what their final results are on the picture.
This will be another part of the UP that may have more than one, may have a few families of squatches.
This is the spot we visited last fall, the spot where an unusual image showed up in one of his trail cam photos. Back then, we couldn't show it. Now we can. A dark, hulking image amongst the trees that appeared in one frame and disappeared.
There is clearly something there.
And all I wanted to know, what is the truth? What is in this picture?
Out of the 3 photographs taken less than 2 minutes apart from one another, in that middle photograph, that large figure is there, but not in the other 2. That means something moved in and moved out of frame in those 3 photographs.
For 9 hours, the crew investigated.
Plan for the night is Renee and Cliff are going to go in one direction, Bobo and I are going to go in another direction.
And came away scratching their heads like the rest of us.
I just wish we could have came to more of a consensus on exactly what that is, because that was the reason for getting them here in the first place, is to find out what is in that picture.
Craig strikes me as an honest guy. He wasn't trying to get a prize-winning photo of a Sasquatch. He's not even saying this is a Bigfoot photo.
And a lot of times they'll just say, not a Sasquatch, not a Bigfoot. And in this case, I'm determined.
You relieved?
Relieved.
So the question remains, are those in the cabin the ones doing the watching, or the ones still being watched? Mino, NBC 26.
Johnny Bean, since you're in the chat, I got a quick question. Do Bigfoots ever come down and steal your chickens? It's a legit question. But yeah, I think that was a Bigfoot. I mean, that thing was huge. Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. And most likely it was, yeah.
4 creepy videos caught in the forests. Here we go. Any second now. Hang on. What the fuck?
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Halloween video. This time we're going to be looking at some clips and videos that are supposedly real and unexplained, showing mysterious creatures and sounds from the forest. Some unexplainable, others terrifying. After all, who knows what lurks in the forests during the witching hour? Bigfoot always has to make an appearance in these videos. That's a given.
See, that's a dog. You hear that?
This clip is from 2012, when a family passing through the Sierras recorded this footage in the dead of night.
Juno, what did you hear? What was that? That's no dog.
No, that's not a dog. To be out there alone.
Bigfoot, why you do this?
That?
These next folk heard reports of weird sounds coming from the woods at night near the Umatilla Indian Reservation. So they went out there and this is what they recorded.
That's a fox. I say that's a fox. Bigfoot don't do that.
These guys are braver than me.
Maybe some sort of bird.
No, it's right over there.
That's pretty loud, whatever it is.
Sound familiar? Here is another recording from that same location by a different person, which I featured before.
House, and you hear it going off in the background right now. Kind of sounds weird. Kind of sounds doggish, hyena-ish, but you can hear it going off in the background right now. It's really kind of strange, just to say the least. I mean, that almost sounds like laughter.
That's why I think it's a fox. Someone let their monkey out,
I mean, I've seen foxes and coyotes around here for a long time, and I'm not sure why, if foxes and coyotes have been around here that long, why we wouldn't have heard them before. And all of a sudden, since November, things have been just going crazy around our community.
Official. Oh, dang! It's a dead fisher now.
That was a gunshot.
Oops, sorry. I'm sure we just got flagged
Somebody
because
just
of
shot
that.
over into the woods.
All right.
So I really don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure somebody was shooting a 22 or something into the swamp.
Though this video is from before, and he heard gunshots, so they mustn't have been successful at killing, you know, whatever it is. Just burn the forest down, be done with it. And here's one more. You think Bigfoot is the scariest thing in the woods? Think again. The devil is in the woods. And if you say it's a tree stump, so help me God.
See the thing right there?
Sir Nuno's.
Creeping me out. I've lived here for going on 7 years. I walked 100 miles through these woods. Never seen that shape before right there. I wasn't here earlier.
Okay, yeah, it's probably a tree stump. But isn't it more fun to think that it's not a tree stump and it is a devil demon thing? So the background goes like this. I am in the process of making my own homemade indie horror movie. I wrote my own script and everything. Wow, look at you, wrote the script and everything. Last night, I set up a prop ritual circle. I designed based off some research I'd been doing. Yeah, research, okay. After some rehearsals, we called it a day. So this afternoon, I went back into the woods, heading to our spot for more camera time. I scanned the tree line around me as I go in case I spook up deer, turkey, or any other random wildlife. I like to collect wildlife photos. This figure is what I saw as I was heading to our circle. I don't have any explanation on what it is. The reason why this is so weird is because this figure is exactly where I had created the ritual circle last night. I went back out with the camera right before sundown this evening, and believe it or not, it was gone. Oh, I believe you, buddy. I decided it was pointless to record nothing but trees. Before you ask, yes, we ruled out trees, stumps, etc. Did you really, though?
So what was that thing?
Run up on it and find out.
Right on it, zaps your ass or some shit.
Yeah, run up on it.
Is it slices you apart? I don't know. If that's a tree stump at that angle, that's a creepy fucking tree stump. All right, continuing on. Yes, there's more.
Okay guys, this time's for real. Undeniable proof of Bigfoot. I always knew it was real, now I had the proof. So sit down, hold your head in your hands because it's going to get blown by this footage.
Oh. What?
Okay, I'm not sure if it's Bigfoot or just some dirty bearded guy.
I've seen this before.
The dirty bearded guy.
And that is compelling.
Let's hope it's Bigfoot. Late one. So sit down, hold your head in your hands because it's going to get blown by this footage.
Do you know anything about that clip?
A guy is in the tent asleep.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's...
And he wakes up the next morning and there's, I don't know if it's a garbage can there or leftovers or whatever, but there's a window up there in the tent and that's what he sees. Yeah. He's in the tent.
Bigfoot or just some dirty bearded guy?
Some dirty bearded guy.
Holy fuck, look at that. That would be terrifying. That close. I don't know. I woke up and saw that. Oh my God. That would be terrifying, I think. I mean, I would love to see a Bigfoot, but from a pretty good distance, a fair distance away. That would be terrifying. Oh my God. So Bigfoot was just going through his stuff? Like
Yeah,
food
it's
that he
more
left
here too. Yeah, it's more.
The dirty bearded guy would actually be more frightening. Let's hope it's Bigfoot. Late one night a
If
few
you could
years
find that
back,
whole
this
clip,
guy
that would be
hears
great. We'll
strange
show that next
noises
week,
coming
Tony.
from the woods behind his house. He then begins to investigate. Clearly never seen a horror movie before? Things get a little weird.
I've seen some weird ass shit in these woods, so right now I'm just looking for eyes. I'm hearing something. I don't know what it is. I usually don't go past this. Alright. The dog's barking and I hear something over there. I don't know what it is. Kinda don't want to stick around to find out. But then again, I really want to see whatever it is.
Me too, Tony. Welcome. Welcome. I would need a fresh pair of shorts. That's what I would need.
Holy shit. Oh fuck. I know what that is, and I need to get out of here right now. Shit. First clue, all the dogs are barking. Second clue, I heard it, now it stopped. That means it's watching me. Alright, I'm just gonna back up slowly out of here. Cause I almost ran face to face with this thing. I think it's like a large coyote.
Hmm.
Question is, where is it right now?
It's behind you. Waiting to bounce.
Please tell me it's picking up these noises.
Yeah, you can hear some things. Chat, what's the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you at night?
I love you. Mike out.
I saw what looked like could have been eye shine. But as far as seeing anything, like
Yeah, there's one clip that I'm gonna I'm gonna find this week. There was a team that went out in the woods and they had like a base camp, and they went out and they came back, and this thing came up on their campsite, and they ran after it in the woods with a camera, running after it. Yeah. And it shows one like right real close. Yeah. I'll find it this week. I forget the name of it. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. No, that's way too close.
Hey, Charles Green.
Hey, Charles.
Blackjack guitar nut.
The ghost girl at my friend's house is freaky, but cemetery next. All right. Lenny Lou did something amazing. She knows that we're going to be talking a little bit about Lizzie Borden today. So she went, let me find these. She went and took pictures. I'm going to show them now. Maybe she can comment in the chat. Oh, come on now. There we go. There's the first one. That's Andrew Borden, the father. People with coins on it. Lizzie. I like that picture. If you're using a filter, that's pretty cool. Which will take us into...
Well, the creepiest place in all of New England just hit the market. The Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast Museum in Fall River has been listed for $2 million. Lizzie Borden is accused of killing her father and stepmother with an axe inside the house in August of 1892, and the three are now said to haunt the home. The listing includes the business behind the house, so the new owner can continue offering tours and hosting guests brave enough to stay there. It can also be purchased with the home where Lizzie lived out the rest of her life after she was acquitted.
So if you follow this sort of thing, guess who wants to buy this house and who I think may own it right now?
Who's that?
Zach Baggins.
Oh, yeah.
From Ghost Adventures. Yeah, I think
he bought the Kevorkian van or something like that.
Yep, the Kevorkian death van. Yeah, he's got a museum there in Las Vegas, and that's what he collects it and goes around and finds all these haunted things, or people give him these haunted things, and he's got them all in this one location. And I think his collection, if it doesn't already, is soon going to bypass the Warrens' haunted collection, if it doesn't already. Here is a bio. And we're going to watch this. It is a few minutes long, and then we're going to get into discussion. Here we go.
On August 4th, 1892, in Fall River, Massachusetts, Andrew Borden and his wife Abby were brutally murdered. Their deaths were caused by a vicious attack with a sharp, heavy weapon such as an axe or hatchet. Mr. Borden's daughter, Lizzie, was accused of both murders. Today, the home of the Borden family is a museum and a popular bed and breakfast. Visitors from around the world come to examine the scene of the most famous crime of the 19th century. Andrew Borden was a wealthy, self-made man. In 1845, he married a farm girl, Sarah Morse. Their first daughter was Emma. Their second child died in infancy. Lizzie Borden was born in 1860. Her mother passed away when she was just 2 years old. Her father remarried to Abby Gray, the spinster daughter of a local family. Most of the wealthy residents of Fall River built their homes in a region known as the Hill. Here they could live their lives in a manner befitting their place in society. But despite his wealth, Andrew Borden chose a modest house close to the downtown area.
Andrew Borden certainly was living a lifestyle well below his means. A man with a $250,000 fortune could have lived on a far grander scale than he chose to.
Unlike the homes of other successful businessmen, the Bordens did not have gas lights or modern inventions like the telephone.
His decision, that is Andrew Borden's decision to live where he did and the lifestyle that he did, affected his daughter's future. She's in a neighborhood where there are single men, but I doubt very much whether she would have accepted any of them.
On the morning of the murders, 5 people began their day at the residence on 2nd Street. Andrew Borden and his wife Abby. Bridget Sullivan, an Irish housemaid who had been working for the Bordens for about 3 years. John Morse, Andrew's brother-in-law, who was visiting the family. And Lizzie Borden. Her sister Emma was out of town staying with friends. Lizzie ate alone. After finishing her breakfast, she ironed handkerchiefs. John Morse had left the house to see relatives across town. Bridget Sullivan was instructed to wash the windows, both inside and out, by Abby Borden. Abby climbed the front stairs and began cleaning the guest room where John Morse had slept the night before. Andrew Borden was retired but still had considerable investments to oversee. He went downtown to attend to business matters. Between 9 and 9:30 that morning, someone entered the guest room and attacked Abby Borden. 18 blows to the head from a sharp instrument were the cause of death. Shortly before 11 a.m., Andrew Borden returned home. Bridget Sullivan unlocked the front door and let him into the house. Bridget went up the back stairs to lay down and rest a while. Mr. Borden made his way to the sitting room. According to Lizzie, she helped him take off his shoes and he relaxed on the couch. Lizzie claimed she then went out to the barn. Later, she gave various reasons for doing so to the police. As he rested on the couch, someone struck Andrew Borden 10 times in the head with a sharp instrument. At approximately 11:15, Lizzie Borden shouted up the stairwell to Bridget, "Come down quick, Father's dead. Someone came in and killed him." The police were called, but many officers were attending the annual outing at Rocky Point. The house was searched. Police could find no signs of forced entry or robbery. The brutal nature of the killings convinced them that these were not conventional homicides. The police asked Lizzie if she knew anyone who might have killed her mother and father. "She is not my mother, sir," Lizzie responded. "She is my stepmother. My mother died when I was a child." 2 days after the brutal murders of her father and stepmother, Lizzie Borden was informed that she was a suspect. "I am ready to go now," she replied, but the police did not take her into custody.
Fall River in 1892 was not Fall River today. The police in Fall River were used to arresting drunks and prostitutes. Things like this didn't happen in Fall River, and certainly not in a Borden household.
The police at the crime scene did not find blood on Lizzie's hands or clothing, but the day after being named as a suspect, Lizzie burned a dress that she claimed was ruined by paint stains.
She said that. That doesn't make it true. Do I think that was the dress? Yes. Remember, they didn't search Lizzie Borden. They didn't ask her to take her clothing off. They didn't frisk her as we do today. None of that.
An inquest was held at the Fall River Central Police Station. Under questioning by the district attorney, Lizzie gave somewhat confused and contradictory testimony. On August 11, 1892, 1 week after the murders, Lizzie Borden was arrested and charged with the crime. She was taken to a jail in Taunton, the nearest town with facilities for women prisoners. Rumors, gossip, and arguments over her guilt or innocence swept across the city of Fall River.
Of course, at that time, it would have made sense to most New Englanders, to these old Yankees, that the only person who could do something like this would have to be one of two things: a maniacal person, a madman, or an immigrant.
Controversy over who committed the crime continues to this day.
People believe she hired someone. Well, if she hired someone, why would she stay in the house? She'd go downtown and make sure somebody had seen her. Why stay there?
Mr. Morse typically slept up in the attic, so why the night before the murders was he sleeping in the guest room where Mrs. Borden's body was found the next morning? Who would Mrs. Borden not have been surprised to have seen that morning in the guest room but the person who had spent the night there previously, which was John Morris? Actually, I'm surprised that more people have not written more about him possibly being involved in more.
Those who embrace the lesbian affair theory feel that it's due to being caught having an affair.
So is the
physical
maid,
affair with
Bridget
the maid,
Sullivan.
and that
And
caused
so is
Lizzie to
Lizzie.
leap up in a lesbian rage, kill her stepmother, and then wait for an hour and a half, and still in this supposedly typical lesbian rage, kill her father. You hear the sarcasm in my voice, and it's deliberate because I think it's ridiculous.
Lizzie Borden's trial opened at the New Bedford Courthouse on
But
June
some
5th,
say there was some
1893.
sort of
This was the O.J.
incestuous
Simpson trial in the
or
19th
sexual
century.
abuse going on.
The prosecution claimed that Lizzie
So
had
if you
killed
put
her
up with that
stepmother
for so
after
long,
years of smoldering hatred,
it may
and that
drag
she
you
had
to kill
silenced her father because he would have realized that she was the murderer. But the defense argued that there was no blood found on Lizzie's clothing, and they challenged the all-male jury to imagine a proper lady like Lizzie Borden committing such atrocities.
And the defense attorney made sure that he likened Lizzie Borden to their own wives, their own daughters, to drive that point home.
Most of these men had one thing in common. They had daughters or sisters or maiden aunts living at home, unmarried. And the idea that their own kin could turn on them in such a vicious manner, it was not done.
It is very
It only took the jury an hour to return with a verdict. It was their unanimous conclusion that Lizzie Borden was not guilty. No one else was ever charged with the murders of Abby and Andrew Borden. Speculation about the identity and motive of the killer has continued for over 100 years.
I think that all of us, if we dig deep and we're honest about it, can remember times
been to
when we
Maple
have said
Grove,
about our
Tony?
own parents, I hate her. I wish she was dead. I could kill her. I hate her so much, or him so much. But we don't act on those feelings. And Lizzie Borden, if she's guilty, did. And I think that is the fascination.
A jury had found Lizzie Borden not guilty, but the people of Fall River seemed inclined to render a harsher verdict.
There was a very strict code of ethics. There was a code of rules that you lived by, never published, of course, but you knew what was done and what was not done. And certainly being involved in murder was not done.
Using the money she inherited from her father, Lizzie purchased a luxurious home with maids and a chauffeur. But she was shunned by most of society. She died in 1927 and was buried in the family plot at Oak Grove Cemetery, the final resting place of her father and stepmother. Despite the death of all the key
sent us
players.
a glorious picture of. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So, I ask you, Chad, who do you think did it? Was it the maid? Was it the uncle? Or was it Lizzie? Or did they conspire together? I think Lizzie and the maid might have had a pact or some sort of deal going on. I think they may have done it together. I don't know. Don't know. But all three of them had motive. So, yeah. What do you think, Tony? Is the Borden
Mm.
house haunted?
Very well may be.
Did Lizzie kill her parents?
I don't know. That's so long ago, and so policing that type of work is just so ancient, so to
Yeah.
speak, in those times that there's no way of knowing. There's really not.
Yeah. I mean, forensic science, did that even exist then? I'm sure there was some sort of form of it just beginning, but yeah, way the hell back then. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah,
And
I'd like to hear more about the hauntings of the place.
Oh,
They
we
say
can
it's
get
a
into that. Not today though. We're time,
bed
but
and
yeah.
breakfast. Yeah, the hauntings is the good part of everything.
Yeah.
Um,
And there is a lot of investigations done there, and there is a lot of really cool stuff that they've caught on camera and on digital voice recorders. And probably the next couple of shows, because there's a shit ton of it, we'll probably be showing and discussing that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about other haunted houses in around the world. We'll get to the house on Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. Eventually, all of us know about. Yeah. So
Smart move. Yeah. Lenny says, where'd it go? Love to go into the house. She just hasn't done it yet. Yeah, you should take the tour. Take the haunted tour and video it and send it to us, and we'll show it on the show. Or even do an overnight.
yeah, it's a bed and breakfast. Stay overnight, because I sure as hell wouldn't.
If I lived as close as she did, I know I would probably.
No,
I would have to.
no.
Definitely, I would have to go over there and see what lies in the spirit world. They're not gonna hurt you, Tony.
It's all right. I'll ride by and wave. That's it.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate you being here. I want to thank my co-host Fruitcake Tony. Make sure you check him out. Coming up next in about an hour over on his channel. I can't talk. Show me your pick with Tea Cake and the live crew. We're going to be discussing and celebrating all things scorpions. We're about to rock you like a hurricane.
Yes, we will.
It's going to be a great time. Again, thanks for being here. Make sure you check out the links in the description. PayPal donations, always appreciated. Every little bit helps out the channel. Make sure that you check out the gift shop. All that money goes right back into the channel too, and we appreciate big or small, any donations that come in.
Nice to see you guys in the chat.
Later on, if you're not doing anything, make sure to check out Johnny Bean TV and Saturday Night Live. And also, I think Guitar Hack said something about going live. I'm not sure. If he's still in the chat, he'll let you know. Oh, yeah, he says, hope to see y'all later. So, yeah, make sure you check out Guitar Hack and Johnny Bean. We're out of here. Really soon.